Hey, very good Monday afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us. New for you at noon, a fire at a duplex caused thousands of dollars in damage this morning in South Fargo. Hi, everyone. I'm Kyle Bosch. That fire happened in the 1400 block of 16th and a half Street South around 8 a.m. Emergency officials were told there were flames around the building's outside electrical outlets. After they pulled off some of the siding, fire crews found the fire located in the wall space of that building. They were able to quickly put it out. Now, the cause of the fire is under investigation, although it appears to have started in the area of the electrical outlets. Damage is estimated about $25,000, but no one was hurt. If you or someone you know is flying today, you might want to check the schedule. Winter storm Linus is causing some major problems for air travel. The storm dropped more than 16 inches of snow in Chicago yesterday and is now pounding the northeast U.S. Thousands of flights have already been canceled, including some in and out of the valley. This is a live look at the departures for Hector International Airport in Fargo. Several flights were already canceled this morning, and the noon and 5 p.m. flights to Chicago are called off for this afternoon. Flights coming into Hector are also an issue. Most of the problems are coming from Chicago, but a morning flight from the Twin Cities was also called off. So far, all flights in and out of Grand Forks are being shown as on time. The NDSU family is remembering a former Bison football player who died over the weekend. Former fullback Tyler Jangula died yesterday at his home in Williston. His sister says he had surgery on Friday for a ruptured Achilles and died of complications from that operation. He was just 28 years old. Jangula played for the Bison from 2004 to 2008. Phil the Groundhog said this morning we'll have 6 more weeks of winter. Let's just hope that they're not all like this weekend or today. Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn, who is watching what is temperatures not so bad, but still kind of wind chilly out there, Robert.
Yeah, with temperatures this cold, it doesn't take a whole lot of wind. Wind's relatively light, 5 to 15 miles per hour, and they're variable anywhere from the south to the southwest, and even some northerly breezes up in the Devil's Lake area. Current temperature single digits and some teens out there, 5 in Badette and Roseau, 12 here in Fargo, 13 over in Jamestown. You factor in those winds, and yeah, we've got some cold wind chills below 0 in most locations. -11 your wind chill in Thief River Falls, 7 below in Roseau, 3 below your current wind chill here in Fargo. Taking a look at the radar, we do have just a touch of snow flurry activity in our far southwestern counties, and that will continue to drift off towards the east and southeast, just clipping our far southwestern counties with a few flurries. We're going to show you the first 2 days of that 7-day forecast. Today, yeah, we've got a little bit of snow. Tomorrow, a little bit more snow is possible. Some areas could see maybe an inch or 2 of snow. Who has the best chance of that? We'll let you know coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. Memorial services have been scheduled for a popular Fargo-Shanley High School teacher who passed away over the weekend. Randall Rustad suffered a heart attack about a week and a half ago. He died on Saturday morning. Now, a gathering for Rustad is planned for family and friends tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. at St. Anthony's Catholic Church in South Fargo. That'll be followed by a prayer service. There will be another gathering Wednesday morning from 9 to 10 at the Shanley High School gym. The funeral will follow at the gym starting at 10. Closing arguments began today in the murder trial of a man accused of killing a Minnesota police officer. Brian Fitch Sr. is charged with gunning down Mendota Heights police officer Scott Patrick during a traffic stop last July. Last week, the jury was shown dash cam footage of the shooting and a hit list that Fitch allegedly wrote and gave to an inmate. Now, Fitch declined to take the stand in his own defense. If he's convicted, he faces a mandatory life sentence. President Barack Obama released his budget this morning, and the national president of the American Legion says he's happy it includes more money for the Pentagon. Speaking at the Moorhead American Legion this morning, Mike Helm says he suspects a lot of the emphasis in military spending revolves around the battle against terrorists, specifically ISIS. But he also hints that the additional $38 billion that the president is asking for may not be enough.
We've declared the war in Afghanistan over, and we still have 10,000 troops deployed in that area. And the American people need to understand that that commitment to what's going on over there is going to take some time and quite a bit of money yet.
Helm says that he and the Legion are also concerned about soldiers when they come home. He says there needs to be more focus on traumatic brain injury and PTSD. As e-cigarettes and vapes become more and more popular, some North Dakota lawmakers believe they need more rules. The North Dakota legislature is looking at a bill today that would require people to be at least 18 years old to buy e-cigarettes and vapes. Supporters say that vaping allows kids to get their hands on tobacco products. Those opposed to the bill say it's not considered a tobacco product since most vapors only have nicotine. Some South Fargo fans were none too happy last night. Get this, the power went out right in the middle of the Super Bowl. The outage hit more than 200 homes near 34th Avenue and 28th Street when a hit-and-run driver crashed into a transformer around 8 p.m., right when the game was getting really good. Now, power was restored just after 10 p.m., but Cass County Electric is now offering a $500 reward to anyone who has information that will lead to the arrest of those who were involved in that hit and run. If you have any information, you can call Fargo Police. We do have the number up on your screen right now, 241-1437. Well, if you were one of the few people who missed it on purpose or because you didn't have any power, the New England Patriots are the Super Bowl champions after a last-second interception beat the Seattle Seahawks. More than 70,000 fans piled into the stadium to watch the finale of the NFL season. It's already being called one of the best Super Bowls of all time and set records for highest TV ratings. New England now has 4 Super Bowl titles. QB Tom Brady was named the game's MVP. Several people of Minnesota's Super Bowl committee were in Arizona this weekend taking some notes. Of course, 3 years from now, Minneapolis will be hosting the Super Bowl at the brand new Viking Stadium. There are some things that are already in the works for Super Bowl week. Minnesota planners are hoping to introduce visitors to the Twin Cities to cross-country skiing and the Winter Carnival in St. Paul. The Minneapolis Convention Center is set to play host to an indoor NFL experience, while the Nicollet Mall, which is set to be renovated, will be host to Super Bowl Central. Planners say there are already 19,000 hotel rooms that have been booked out for Super Bowl week, and more will likely be booked before the week gets here.